City Beautiful, Chicago, Illinois, Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Paul Konerko, A.J. Pierzynski, Juan Pierre and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Miguel Cabrera, Victor Martinez, and the runaway train Detroit Tigers. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson. We get set to bring you the finale of this three-game set. As you know, the Tigers have taken the first two. They won the opener 14-4. Then last night it was 5-0 behind Justin Verlander, his 23rd victory against just 5 defeats this season. So the Sox come in 12.5 games back, and the young man this afternoon making his first major league start.
Nobody else can beat the Tigers, so maybe Dylan Axelrod can do it. This year, he had a pretty good year in the minor leagues, double and triple A combined. He was 9-3. Don't look for overpowering stuff. He doesn't have it, but he does move the ball around. He knows how to pitch. And this is a lineup that looks like a Sunday lineup for the Tigers. They got a couple of guys that are regulars, but the rest of the guys are the guys that are coming off the bench that Jim Leland is using because he pretty much knows that he's put it away. Brett Penny goes to the mound for the Tigers. He's 10-10, but this year 3-0 against the Sox. This is a very slow-working, deliberate pitcher. Hopefully today he'll speed it up, pick up a loss, and then we can go on to Kansas City.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
unbelievable for the Tigers. The runs, that's kind of embarrassing. The extra base hits, there's no doubt they dominated that. And average with runners in scoring position, a statistic that has really plagued the Sox all year. You can see the Tigers doing the job, and the Sox just haven't. That's been one of the things heading into next year that this team really has to work on. Jim Leland has his ball club 12 and a half games up. He's playing what amounts to a Sunday lineup today, realizing that his ball club has put it away in the Central. His 6th year as a Tiger manager, playing .532 baseball overall. This will be the first time they will have ever won the American League Central Division, which is somewhat amazing, seeing as they've had a world championship in there. They did it as a wild card, however. So on a rainy day, an overcast day, and there will be intermittent showers all through that we will play through. Let's take a look at how Jim Leland is going to line up his Tigers. Andy Dirks in center field is going to lead it off, and it's Santiago, Young, Cabrera, Martinez, Guillen, Betterman, Kelly, and Omir Santos behind the plate. The Degree defensive setup and how they'll line up behind Axelrod is going to be Pierre Rios and Diaz. In the infield, Morel, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko. A.J. Pierzynski gets a nod behind the plate, and the Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is Dylan Axelrod. His major league debut, those numbers are combined double and triple A. They're very impressive. As you can see, 24 starts this year, a 9-3 record, an ERA in the 2s. And he moves the ball around. He's got to do that to be successful, and hopefully he will be successful today. Follow all of today's stats and info in real time with White Sox In-Game Live, only on CSNChicago.com, brought to you by The Great Escape. Ozzie Guillen looking out over his ball club, and the only thing left is second place. Virtual tie with the Indians for second. Last night they ran into the Cy Young Award winner from the American League this year, and that's Justin Verlander. Through 7 innings, gave up 6 hits, walked a couple, fanned 6. Had his great stuff when he needed it. Didn't have his great stuff overall, but won his 11th straight start. And his 5th win this year against the Sox. So they've thrown the ball around the infield. It is overcast. We told you about that. A cool day today, 56 degrees at game time. But we're ready to play baseball, and I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
Hi, Steve. Thank you very much. And once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to White Sox Baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. So happy you could join us for the finale of this 3-game set and this 7-game homestand. Dylan Axelrod, 26-year-old right-hander, and the first pitch as a starter in the major leagues is a strike. Steve mentioned he moves the ball around. He's got to work the ball as well. He's got to sink it, slide it, whatever it takes. As there's a little flare, and that's caught by Juan Pierre. So Dirks is retired. Tigers hitting at .275 as a ball club with a 4.06 ERA. Tigers 45-29 at home, and on the road they are 41-33. So here is one of 4 switch hitters in this lineup today, Ramon Santiago. Takes ball 1, 32-year-old veteran. Hitting at .269, 5 homers. He's driven in 28.
Good movement for Dylan on that sinker. That ball really moved away from Santiago well. Unfortunately, both missed the strike zone.
And here at beautiful USA Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gap, send 400 straightaway center. Come back and get him, no walks.
Tigers on their way to Oakland.
There's one.
In what normally this would have been a critical road trip for them, here, Oakland, and Kansas City, but they put an end to all of that.
So the 1-out walk, and that'll bring up Delvin Young.
The umpires for the game today: Mike Winters, the crew chief, behind the plate. Chris Guccione is at first. Mark Wegner is at second. And Mike Everett is at third.
Young, 3 for 7 in the series, comes in hitting at .313 with the Tigers. 4 homers and 20 knocked in that Tiger uniform. Takes first pitch strike.
The fact that they were able to pick him up on a waiver claim, those are the numbers overall, but he's hitting up over 300 with the Tigers and fitting into the 3 spot very nicely. That one rifled into the Sox dugout. Hopefully everybody's okay. That's what he's done against our Sox this year. Been pretty impressive.
The 0-2.
Yes, sir.
He gone. 2 down.
Good hard slider. Young looking for anything but. And can't check his swing. This is what Chris Guccione sees from the first base line. Says that's enough. Getaway day, it's raining. Swing the bat.
And here's Cabrera, hitting at .332, 26 homers, and 97 driven in. Cabrera 4 for 9 in this series with a couple of RBIs. Sox off to Kansas City after this ball game for 4, and then off day on Monday, and then 4 with Cleveland, with a day-night doubleheader on Tuesday. Before returning home, our final homestand starting the 23rd. 3 with Kansas City and 3 with Toronto. Outfield straight up, about equidistant. And the 2-0 count.
Little slider must be deceptive, because the one he threw to Young and the one he threw to Cabrera, neither of them started off as strikes, and they kept on moving away even further.
And there's a strike to even the count of 2. Dillon, 6 feet tall, 195 pounds, out of Santa Barbara, California.
Played in junior college with our Brian Johnson, who's one of the videographers for us.
Nice. Can they get him? Nope.
Pretty good idea. It's a pretty good idea when it's the only thing you've got left. And if it wasn't a 3-2 count, they would have had to force out at second. To give you an idea about the baseball smarts of Gordon Beckham, he realizes that the only play he's got is to flip it to Ramirez. Nice pick by Paulie. Unfortunately, just a little late.
And good hustle by Cabrera.
You know, you mentioned that last night, Hawk, about the fact that the time we've seen Cabrera, he's just played everything full out.
Yes, he has.
And there's an example of it. A wet day today, but he gives you everything he's got and turns it into a base hit.
And here's Victor Martinez, hitting at .324, 11 homers and 94 driven in. Had the big blow last night, that 3-run homer. Victor 3 for 8 with a homer and 4 RBIs in this series. Well, there's not a first baseman in the American League that's shown us more range than Cabrera. And for as big as he is, that's something. Unfortunately for Galarraga, though, it was not good.
Nope, it was not.
Range too far to the right. Second baseman standing right in front of it. And there's the strike to Victor. And the count 1-2. Lost him the perfect game. I will never, as long as I live, forget the look on Galarraga's face when Jim Joyce called him safe.
Especially because he knew he was out. And
I'll never forget that.
Eventually, Jim Joyce knew he was out.
He gone. Couple of strikeouts after a half inning of play. It's the Tigers nothing and our Sox coming up.
It's going to be Ramirez, Canerco, AJ hitting in the fourth spot, Viciedo, Rios, who had big night last night, Diaza, Morel, and Beckham rounded out. The degree defensive setup, it's going to be Young, Dirks, and Kelly left to right with Betterman, Santiago, Guillen, and Cabrera. Santos behind the plate, and the Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is Brad Penny, who's 10-10 this year, 3-0 against our Sox. Right-handers have hit him much better than left-handers. That's a lot of hits per innings pitched, 199 in 166 in the third inning.
And before we show you our picks to click you at home, select yours. One to count to Pierre. Comes in hitting at 286. Couple of homers. He's driven in 46. Sox hitting at 253 as a club with a 3.98 ERA. And that's out number one.
There's an example of where Cabrera thought he might be able to make that play, so he started to range to his right. Then he did realize that Guillen was in the neighborhood, so he retreated to the bag.
Well, you like a first baseman who will go to his right. Most don't, more than a step or so.
No, they would just as soon retreat to the bag and see what happens.
Well, also, and make it if they got to know where the second baseman is. You've got to know where your second baseman is if you're going to play first like Cabrera does. And there's a little flipper. And that's a base hit. So Alexi aboard. That's his first hit of the series. But the only thing you do is you just make it tougher on the pitchers by having that wide-ranging first baseman.
Yeah, because they're going to have to go harder to first base than they normally would. Especially if the pitcher, and the pitcher should do this also, he should know where his fielders are.
Well, that's a lost art.
Yep.
It really is. And it's not their fault. They're just not taught now to do it.
Right, I just think you really have to take advantage of every little nuance of the game, because if you get 1% more out of yourself, you're going to be in good shape.
Paulie takes that pitch downstairs. A lot of people ask me about the players today as far as knowing how to play the game. Well, the players today are better as there is a strike than we were physically. But they're just not getting the instruction that they should be getting. Many of them.
Lot less
taught.
Yeah, a lot
we're
less.
Talking about.
Lot less farm clubs. First of all.
Yeah.
You spend less time in the minor leagues. I mean, it was unheard of, and not that long ago. Let's say 30 years ago, unheard of for something to happen like what happened with Gordon Beckham or Chris Sale, getting drafted, playing a very short period of time in the minor leagues, and then coming to the major leagues and doing okay.
Well, in my time zone, there was no draft.
No.
So you signed, and if you signed at that time, unless you're a big bonus baby, you weren't going to get to the big leagues in a hurry at all. I don't care what you did.
Well, there was that rule that really hurt Sandy Koufax, and that was at the time
the $4,000.
$4,000 rule. You had to come to major leagues for 2 years, and that really retarded the progress of a lot of pitchers.
Yes, it did.
Not Sandy, but a lot of other people.
And there's a ball in the hole and into left field for a base hit. So Paulie with a single, 1 out, 2 on.
Paulie continues his hot hitting against Brad Penny. Then he throws him one right over the middle of the plate. Santiago can't get to it.
And here's AJ. AJ at 283, 6 homers and 41 knocked in. He's just 1 for 13 lifetime off Penny.
There's an Elvis umbrella.
First pitch strike. There's crew chief Mike Winters. Just a slight drizzle. Knocked down. That's another hang whooping for AJ.
If Penny doesn't knock it down, that ball's through into center field for a base hit and a run batted in. But would-haves and could-haves. Penny happens to make a nice play, especially considering that it's not his glove side. Got his hands up in time, made sure it hit the glove. Turns out to be a really good play, because that's a tough play.
So here's Tanks. This year with 333 with a homer and 5 RBIs since being called up. Takes it right there. Had his 9-game hitting streak snapped last night by Verlander.
He'll snap a few of those streaks for you.
Chopper. Santiago. Good play. They just get him. So we get a couple of hits. Stranders couple. And after 1, no score. can't beat that. It'll be Guillen, Betterment, and Kelly here in the top of the second inning to face Dylan Axelrod, making his first major league start.
I'm sure his teacher is very happy about that.
I remember when I was a kid living in Savannah, Georgia with my mom, the New York Yankees came there to play an exhibition game against Cincinnati.
Well, that for sure you get to take school off for that.
I did.
Yes.
And Mickey Mantle was 18 years old and a rookie. Now, I'll never forget it. After the game was over, I was waiting outside because I had read about him, and he comes walking out. They were still in their uniforms because they were on a train. And I walk up to him, I says, "Mr. Mantle, can I have your autograph?" He says, "Beat it, kid." And I never let him live that down. As that ball hit hard into right field and out of here. So for Guillen, that's his third homer, and it's 1-0 Detroit.
RBI number 12. So one of the switch hitters in the lineup. Guillen gets a slider, our forward home run replay. And he yanks it out.
So here's Betterment. Fouls it away.
So he gave you the old beat it kid, huh?
Yeah.
He was 18 years old.
Yeah.
How old were you then?
Well, let me see. I was, I think, in the 8th grade, 7th grade. No, or 6th, somewhere along in there. I forget. No, but it was. I'll never forget that. Now, of course, the first time I played against the Yankees, I didn't say anything to him, and then we were in a golf tournament, so we got paired together. Baseball, those baseball tournaments they used to have. And after the round was over, I told him. He started laughing. I think he said, "You're not the only one I said that to." He gone. 1 out. So here's Kelly hitting at .233. 4 homers. He's driven in 18.
As long as Dylan Axelrod lives, and hopefully that's an exceptionally long time, he's going to remember Carlos Guillen as the first guy that ever hit a home run off him. And if he's lucky, there'll be a lot more guys that hit home runs off him, because that'll mean he'll be in this game for a long time.
2-1 to count. Move it around and work it around. Got to work the ball. Right now, if there's a guy in the American League who is the epitome of working the ball, it's Bartolo Colon.
He's had to in this incarnation, although early in the season he was throwing the ball pretty hard.
I saw him the other night on my iPad. Is that in to left field? And that's out number 2. It's against the Angels. He hit 95 3 or 4 times.
Took a year off and discovered the magic.
So here's Santos. O'Meara hitting at 182. He's 2 for 11.
Speaking of Cologne and the Yankees, they've opened up a 4-game lead on Boston. Boston tied at 2 with Toronto in Boston.
Well, Boston's going to have to hit their way into that wild card spot. And then if they get in postseason, they're going to have tipped away through postseason.
We're going to have to hope that Beckett's ankle comes back and gives him a chance to
some semblance.
Yeah, get a number 2 starter along with Lester that can give some people some problems.
2-2.
Right now they come in and you saw it, a 4-game lead over Tampa Bay.
Brent's got him, and it'll retire the side, but the leadoff homer here in the second by Carlos Guillen, his third of the year. It is 1-0 Tigers. The 8th wedding anniversary today. We're going to go with Alejandro De Aza. And happy anniversary, honey. The light of my life. So here's Rios. Alex at 224, 10 homers and 40 knocked in.
Happy anniversary. Are you going to be able to drive her the present?
No, but I drove her car up today, yesterday, I should say.
Okay, that's good. That's close enough.
Yeah. Want to know the count. Rios 3 for 6 in the series, but lifetime against Brad Penny, 21 at bats, has 13 hits. And he's got a 2-0 count. Penny out of Coweta, Oklahoma. And that's chop foul. Right on the outside edge of the outside corner.
Pitch track shows you that it did have just a touch of the corner.
And that's in the whole base hit. Well, he is now 14 for 22.
When you got a guy's number, every time you make contact, it finds a place where nobody is standing. This could have easily have been right to Betterment. It wasn't. It was just to his left. And it found a hole.
De Aza hitting at 307, 4 homers and 17 knocked in. another anniversary today. Big Sox fans, Karen and Gene McElligott. Happy anniversary. Gap out there in left center, if he can find it. 2-0 the count. And it's 3-0. Brent Morrell on deck. And that is ball 4, so we got some cooking. Some brewing here in the bottom of the second. 2 on, nobody out, and Brent comes up hitting at .257. He's 3 for 6 in this series with 2 homers. And then last night against Verlander, he faced him 3 times. Verlander walked him the first 2 times. Then he doubled sharply into left center field in the 7th off Justin. There's a bunt. Bobbled, and everybody's safe.
Ball bunted that hard. There is no reason off wet grass for you to try to barehand it. That was just a thoughtless play by Penny. It goes sack E1. You know it's wet grass, and you know the ball was bunted pretty hard.
I think he was thinking about making a play at third base is how hard it was bunted. And after that, it was just
a whiff.
Yep. So Sox packed, nobody out, and here is Gordon Beckham hitting at .228, 1 for 8 in the series with an RBI. Takes ball 1. And there's the strike. Cabrera, even with the bag and well off the line at first. Betterment back. And well off the line at third. And advantage now goes back to Beckham. 2-1. 1-2-1 for them. 0-3-0 for us. Watch out. If you watched if you missed, I should say, last night's game, hits were even at 7 apiece, but they had 5 runs on their 7 hits. We had no runs on our 7 hits. And we stranded 10 in that game. Had our shots at Verlander and just could not convert.
Gavin didn't make too many bad pitches, but one to Victor Martinez cost him a 3-run homer, and essentially with Verlander that put the game out of reach.
The 2-2. The 1 out.
The ball had the lower part of the zone, so says Pitch Tracks.
And our team has had a track record this year in situations like this. Bases loaded, nobody out. Men on second, third, nobody out. Men on first and third, nobody out. If the first guy didn't get him in, we didn't get him in.
Well, you like Juan's chances, not only because of the career record with the bases loaded, but the fact that he is a hard man to double, although footing is a little soft in the infield.
Plus, he has been swinging the bat well. as the count 1-1. Chopper coming home, and that's out number 2.
Nice play by Cabrera. That time he did have to barehand it and throw it home. Really no chance to think about a double play, and the way it's hit, no chance to get Juan Pierre. But they get the force out at the plate.
And as hard as he was charging on that, there was no chance they're going to get him at first.
No.
So here's Alexei. He had a little duck snort single just over the head of a shortstop in Ramon Santiago. And that'll get the job done. Little flare. That's fair. That's going to score a pair. And it's 2-1 Sox. And Paulie coming up.
RBI 63 and 64 on the 30th double of the year. We'll take care of that hitting with runners in scoring position stat for a bit. They're unearned runs, but they certainly do count.
So here's Paulie. He's single in the hole between third and short. Last inning. And there's a single. So they're going to wave Alexei around. He's going to score, and it's a 4-1 Sox lead. RBIs number 99 and 100 for Paulie. Yes.
Sixth time in his career he's driven in at least 100 runs. Alexei kept it alive, set it up for Paulie, who got a first ball fastball right down the middle and took it right back up the middle.
Well, basically, for this inning and last inning, he's been a one-pitch pitcher. And here is AJ. There's a breaking ball strike. AJ hit a rocket right back through the middle, and it hit the glove of Brad Penny. He knocked it down, picked it up, and threw him out. What, Paulie? What a season he is having. We talked about it the other day. Put the numbers up he's put up with. Virtually no protection behind him this year.
Pretty impressive all the way around.
Yes, it is. If he didn't have the experience he has and the ability to adjust like he does, and he had tried to do too much at the plate because we weren't scoring runs, I hate to say, well, I hate to think where we are right now, but it was a heck of a lot worse. And that's high. Kelly makes it, but we take advantage of Penny's error. Put 4 on the board and lead it 4-1. Begins at 6:30 with Felco White Sox pregame live. White Sox Royals tomorrow at 6:30 only on Comcast Sportsnet. That is the fan's best friend. Top of the third inning as Mike Winters has told the grounds crew to come out and put some of that quick dry on the mound and at home plate. And a steady drizzle. Started just a little bit before the game time and has continued. So for the Tigers here in near half of the third inning, it'll be Dirks, Santiago, and Young.
There's some folks who are prepared.
And the first pitch to the 25-year-old outfielder is a breaking ball strike. Dirks went out to Juan Pierre starting off the ball game.
Dillon is throwing a whole lot of those sliders, and starting them on the inside corner, they're breaking into the left-hand hitters and tying them up.
He gone. Third strikeout for Axelrod. So here's Santiago. He drew a walk. And there's the strike. Count evens at 1. 4-5-0 for us. 1-2 and a huge 1 for them.
That's that good little breaking ball that he's thrown. He breaks late. And it looks like it's pretty deceptive to most of the left-handers.
And that's out number 2. And a reminder, first 25,000 fans at each game will receive a Dick's Sporting Goods game card worth $10 off any purchase of $50 or more. Dick's Sporting Goods, now with 19 convenient Chicago area locations. So here is Delman Young. Check swing, little tapper. That didn't take long. 1, 2, 3, and we'll go to the bottom of the third, leading by 3.
game.
And a reminder, reserve your table now for college football Saturdays and pro football Sundays at Bacardi in the Park. Catch all your favorite college teams and don't miss the Bears games on Sunday. 72 flat screens, great food, and a great atmosphere for football. For more information, visit BacardiAtThePark.com. Viciedo takes ball one. Another breaking ball. Cues it right off the end of the bat.
Here's the AT&T Uverse Multiview. Gives you a shot in from center field at Penny. A look at Benjamin at third. And the rain coming down.
One and two the count. Viciedo. Tries to dot it. Ace him on the outside. And a full count.
Penny tried to reach back, get a little something extra. That's fastball he's thrown today at 95, but he missed by plenty.
That one at 95 and got it by him. So the second strikeout for Brad Penny. And here's Rios. He started off that 4-run second with a base hit to left field. Chopper, three hopper, Santiago. And two down. Well, here's Diaza. He walked and scored last inning. And he's got the catbird seat at 2-0. Just joining us, Tigers 1 in the second, Sox 4 in the second. All unearned. Three and 0. So for the second time, Alejandro walks. The only two walks issued by Penny, and here comes Morel, who had a sacrifice bunt last inning, but reached on the big error by Penny. Gap out there in right center. And there's strike one. Top of the ninth in Pittsburgh. Cardinals leading the Pirates 3-2.
Cardinals trying to keep their wild card hopes alive. Trail Atlanta by 4.5 games. 4 back in the loss column coming in.
And top of the fifth at Fenway. Carmine's leading the Blue Jays 3-2. John Lackey on the bump for Boston. One final. Braves defeated the Marlins 4-1. Ball in the dirt. Diaz is on his way, and he's safe.
It's going to be a wild pitch.
Eighth wild pitch for Penny.
He buries it in the ground. Santos tries his best, but can't get it there in time. Well, you know you've got a good offense, Hawk, when you're a 500 pitcher, 12-12, and you've got an ERA of 6.24. That's John Lackey this year.
Well, Brad Penny is 10-10 with a 5.19. It's pretty good offense he's got behind him.
Well, he's got the number 4 offense in the American League.
That ball hit hard. Veteman with a big play right there, and a nice peg to take extra bases and an RBI away from Brent Morrell. We're into the 4th, leading by 3.
Just $20.
Miguel Cabrera will lead it off for the Tigers here in the top of the 4th inning. He had an infield single back in the 1st. Sox on top 4-1. There's that little spinner. Out of the way, right side. One and one to count. Comes back to catch the inside corner, and Cabrera says no thank you.
Well, there's going to be some pretty substantial corners when you consider getaway day, raining, and a 12.5 game lead.
I just applaud Mike Winters for starting the game when it still was the light rain.
Yeah, and continue to play on, which you got to do anyway.
Well, it's been a good umpired series. Unfortunately, we lost both games. 14-4 and 5-0. He gone. He knew it. I wish we could say that the umpiring was a big part of the reason with 12.5 games back, but we can't.
Yeah. And Cabrera is yelling at Winters about the one call. Meanwhile, he takes a perfect pitch for strike 3. That had the outside corner. It had it at the knees.
Well, these guys aren't used to flying commercial on getaway days. For you fans, that you can just imagine when all teams were flying commercial. Dodgers were the first team to have their own plane. But when we were flying commercial on getaway days, you can imagine how big that strike zone was.
Yes. Can you imagine what it was like on a packed airplane when the players got 3 for 2? You got 3 seats for every 2 players.
No, that was in your time zone. In my time zone, it was 3 seat players and 3 seats.
Well, you had a lot of really unhappy flyers looking at empty seats they couldn't get on.
Yeah, I remember when they brought in
because the players
the 3 seats for 2 players.
Yeah,
I just couldn't believe they did that because my whole career we flew 3 across. 1-2. Marvin Miller. And of course, Paulie up for the Marvin Miller Man of the Year award. Take one from each division in baseball. Here's the 2-2.
Well, every team nominates one player and then they pare it down. So Paulie's already made the first cut. And now he's 1 of 6.
And there's ball 4. So the second walk. And here's Guillen. Here's what he did. Leading off to second.
Midland has not made many mistakes with that slider, but that was one of them.
There's another one. That's for a strike. And there's a bullet on the fastball. So with 1 out, runners at the corners.
Well, Wilson Benjamin, after the play of his life, gets a chance to hit. Guillen now 2 for 2. That fastball drifts right out over the plate.
I'll tell you, if Carlos Guillen gets hot, in the last 13 games, and these guys, there won't be a better 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th place lineup than the Tigers in the playoffs. Oh, and 1 to count to Bedema, who struck out. And the count 0-2.
With runners in scoring position, Benjamin has been awfully tough.
Two and two. Yeah, we're talking about the commercial flying back in those days. after a night game, if it was getaway day, if you had a mechanical or something like that, you were there for the night.
I know.
Here you go. 2 down.
Little off-speed pitch has Betterman well out in front. And we spent the whole night in a Montreal lobby of a hotel waiting, because he kept telling us, "Don't worry, they're bringing in the parts. Plane's going to be okay." Yeah, it was great.
There's a one-hopper, so he pitches over it. And that'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It is 4-1 Sox.
'87. They won the AL East at 98-64. Pretty good record.
It's the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Beckham, then back to the top of the order with Juan Pierre and Alexi Ramirez. And, you know, you're talking about spending that time in the Montreal hotel lobby while they bought the parts.
Yeah, they're bringing the parts, okay.
We were flying from Spokane to Salt Lake City on a DC-3.
That was the good old days.
And when we got to the airport, they had the left engine completely taken apart, put on the tarmac there over 2 blankets.
They were looking for some of the parts?
No. There's a 2-hopper. Betterman's got him. So
that gives you a lot of confidence in your plane, though.
A guy who I'm going to see on Friday, former teammate of mine, Lou Krause, who's got a high-pitched voice anyway, when he saw the parts lying on 2 blankets on the tar, he started screaming.
I don't blame him.
Well, he and a bunch of the guys wouldn't get on planes. So they went and they flew commercial, because that DC-3 was a charter called Eddie Airlines.
Eddie
Airlines. They had 2 DC-3s. They flew the coast teams out there. So later on that season, we were going from Spokane to Salt Lake City, and the plane had a ceiling of 8,000 feet, and they got 10,000-foot mountains there. So we were flying into Salt Lake City that night, and we had to fly in and through the mountains and the passes, so to speak. We didn't have any radar.
That Eddie Airlines. Well, you needed a pilot with good vision.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. Later on that year, that same flight they were flying from Spokane to Salt Lake City, and we found out later on it was the same plane, didn't make it. They hit one of the mountains. They were ferrying the plane in to pick up the teams. Pierre, 0 for 2 with a run scored. Yeah, that's not a good feeling when you see your left engine laid out on the tarmac on 2 blankets.
That was Another plane that we took into Miami and picked up the USA Today the next day and found out that the FAA had yanked the charter of the airline that we had flown into Miami. So they apparently it was faulty maintenance records, and that was it. Had to get a new carrier. You always like those faulty maintenance records.
Airlines, yeah. Strikes out here. Mike Leary, our producer, says now he's going to drive to Kansas City. So 2 down. Third strikeout for Penny. That'll bring up Alexei, who has 2 soft hits. A single to the left, a little duck snort, and a little flare. Double, knocking in a pair of runs to right in the second. Eddie Airlines. Well, there's a blast from the past. Here's the 1-0. Volley on deck. And the count 3-0. And there's ball 4. And here's Paulie. He's 2 for 2. And here's what he did his last time up.
Got him to the century mark.
Driving in a pair. 99 and Alexei 100. He just missed it. Just missed it. Just in front of the track. And that'll retire the side. We'll go to the 5th, leading by 3. Way. It's the 5th inning, the top of the 5th. It'll be Santos, then the top of the order, Dirks and Santiago. to face Dylan Axelrod, 26-year-old right-hander out of Santa Barbara, California, making his first major league start, and this is his second major league appearance. Breaking ball strike. Santos grounded out to Morel at third. One pitch. Two hopper.
And there were some milestones reached last night in baseball. 600 career save for Mariano Rivera, one shy of tying Trevor Hoffman for most all time. Tim Wakefield finally wins his 200th, seventh knuckleballer to do it. He had a lot of shots at it, finally got it done. And Johnny Damon, ninth player in MLB history with 200 home runs and 400 stolen bases.
Dirks. And quickly, two gone. And you can join the Shy Sox mobile group by texting Southpaw to 244-769 for a chance to win a Southpaw appearance for your birthday party, wedding, or winter holiday party. Southpaw is available 365 days a year for your special event. So text Southpaw to 244-769 to enter. Want to know the count to Santiago? He has walked and he has gone out to center. Two and 0. Cardinals had defeated Pittsburgh 3-2. Boston still leading Toronto 3-2. That game now in the top of the sixth.
The Cardinals gain no ground on Atlanta in the wild card chase.
There's a little flare and it's going to fall. So a duck snort by Santiago. And here's Delman Young. Strikeout and a ground out to third on the check swing. Takes low.
The line so far has been pretty impressive.
Well, he's not messing around with the middle of the bat. He's pitching from about 4 inches off the end of the bat from the sweet meat. There's there, strike two. And about 6 inches from the sweet meat towards the hands.
It's a sharp breaking slider.
Yeah, you can see the reaction of the hitters on that slider. They're having trouble with it. He gone. It's official. We're halfway home, leading 4-1. official game. We lead it 4-1. It'll be Pierzynski, Viciedo, and Rios.
We just found out some good news. Art Chuck is going to be joining us in Kansas City.
Yeah, I just, you know, we got to get him on one of our flights.
It's nice of you to volunteer my seat.
It was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
Thank you. And that's a base hit. They won't catch that one. Just pokes it down there. So the leadoff single.
That's one of the few that's gotten by Betterman today. He's actually played pretty good third base. But this one, slicing away from him.
Had a little miscue on that first pitch from Verlander yesterday to Juan Pierre.
Yeah, well, he just couldn't get the hands down in time.
Right between his legs.
Yes.
And there's a strike to Viciedo. He's 0 for 2, a ground out. Little chopper right over the head of Penny. And Santiago came scooting in and made a good play to get him. What do you want to count? Viciedo jammed himself right there.
Running fastball up and inside.
And a 1-2 count. Double him up. So 2-2. Outfield for the most part straight up. Just a small gap out there in right center. And it should be. So 2 down. And that'll bring up Rios. Alex is 1 for 2. He started off his single, started off that 4-run second. Breaking balls low.
The last 2 times that Penny has had 2 outs and nobody on, he's walked the next hitter.
Popped up. Dirks. And that'll do it. We have completed 5, leading by 3.
Second best fielding percentage in the American League with 70 errors, the second fewest errors in the American League, trailing only the Tampa Bay Rays.
It's the top of the sixth, and here's Miguel Cabrera. He's 1 for 2, an infield single and a strikeout. And that's out of play right side. So one foul left side, next one right side. And that's in the gap. Had him 0-2 and lost him. 42nd double.
Now this shows you what a good hitter he is, because he went down, he got a pitch out of the strike zone. I mean way out of the strike zone. And just crushed it into left center field. This ball's almost on the ground by the time he goes down and gets it. That man could just flat out hit.
Make that double number 43. Yeah, he's something. Almost 1,000 RBIs, and he's 28 years old. So here's Victor, a strikeout and a walk. And that's in the center field, and that's going to be a base hit. Ball is bobbled by Rio, so now they're going to wave Cabrera around. That'll be an error. And it's a 4-2 ball game.
Single he ate. No RBI. For Rios, it's the third error of the year. And it makes it a 4-2 game.
And it'll bring in Carlos Guillen, who has homered and singled sharply. Hits are even at 6, errors are even at 1, and we lead at 4-2. And that ball hammered. But Alejandro is there. Again, has hit 3 right on the money.
Will Owen taking the rosin bag, drying his hands, and getting loosened up.
That'll bring it Betterman 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. First pitch strike. And the count 0-2. Just off the corner.
This ball was off the plate. Not a bad 0-2 pitch, but it was a ball.
Tops that foul. And a reminder, Friday, September 23rd, we'll ask United Flyaway Friday. One lucky fan will have the chance to win 2 free round-trip tickets to anywhere in the continental United States that United Airlines flies. United proud to fly the White Sox. We'll see them shortly. For our flight to Kansas City, Sparky Seipol, Mike Corrigan. Two and two to Betterman. Outfield slightly to the left. Bit of a gap out there in right center. He gone. Change up.
3 straight strikeouts of Betterman. Dylan Axelrod has thrown the ball very well. And he's done it with all of his pitches. Mostly sliders down and in. But the occasional fastball. And the last one's a change. Dying low and away. 3 for 3 for Betterman.
Kelly takes ball 1.
On strikeouts.
Well, Axelrod is a poster child for the word pitcher.
Make it move, change speeds.
That's it. 1. He's there. Foul down, makes a catch. That'll retire the side. But the Tigers come up with 1. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th, leading by 2. Local sports news and highlights in that Sportsnet Central every night at 6:30, 10, 10:30, and midnight, only on Comcast Sportsnet, the fan's best friend. Four 6-1 for us, 2 6-1 for them. It'll be Diaza, Morel, and Beckham, lower third of our order, to face the 32-year-old 6'4", 230-pound right-hander Brad Penny out of Coweta, Oklahoma. Diaz has been to the plate twice, walked twice, and scored once. Oh, and 1 the count.
Both Pierre and Diaza have tried to lay down bunts toward Betterman, but foul them off.
Oh, and 2 the count.
Jesse Crane loosening up with the pen as Axelrod has gone through 6 innings and done a pretty nice job of it. And this is his first major league start.
And there's a base hit. That a boy. Alejandro, he's on his way to second. He'll get there, picking up his 9th 2-bagger.
Diaza does this pretty well. Go to the opposite field, slicing it into the gap, giving that batting average well above 300. Continues his perfect day.
Well, he led the International League in hitting, 322. And here's Brent. He's 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt. Takes first pitch strike. Make your plans to be with us tomorrow night. First of that 4-game set against Kansas City. Mark Burley against Jeff Francis. So a couple of southpaws out there. That game will be over Comcast Sportsnet Plus. Grant trying to take it the opposite way.
Here's our Xfinity high-speed action replay, and Morrell should be 1 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt. But for this tremendous play by Wilson Benjamin. Taking a double away from him.
One and two. So in that series, we're going to run Burley, Umber, Stewart, and Danks out there. They're going to run Francis, Paulino, Tieford, and Cy Chin. Two and two.
The bullpen up and going. Perry and Schlereth. Perry, the big right-hander, whose control is sketchy at best.
That's going to get the job done. Softly hit. So Diaz in third. And here's Beckham. Struck out and then grounded to third. So the Tigers bring the infield in. And that's a fair ball. That's a base hit. Diaz scores. Beckham on his way to second. He will get there, and it's a 5-2 Sox lead. Attaboy, Gordon. Sully's happy.
RBI number 41. And Benjamin arguing with Mike Everett, saying this was a foul ball. Could very well be, and I think this is what Everett is saying, that the ball touched Benjamin in fair territory. Jim Leland comes out. And Leland is saying that he was over into foul territory when he touched it.
Wrong. He was in fair territory.
It looked like it's
a good call.
Well, it looked like the glove might have been in foul territory, but where it hit him on the wrist, high on the wrist, and that was in fair territory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good call. Pick him up one. One's due. He's 0 for 3. Young. Now he's 0 for 4. So 2 down. And here's Alexei. He is 2 for 2 with a walk, a double, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. Hitting .265 as he stands up at that dish. There's a bullet foul. And that's popped up. But the Sox come right back after the Tigers score 1 in the top of the 6th. Double by Diaz, double by Beckham, and it is 5-2 White Sox. by Captain Morgan tonight at 5:30 on Comcast Sportsnet, the fan's best friend.
Well, after a fine job by Dylan Axelrod, Jesse Crane comes into the game, and Crane at 8-3, the ERA 2.35, on for the 61st time. Been a very busy man, and the numbers are terrific. 64 strikeouts, 26 walks, and 61 in a third innings. So he inherits a 3-run lead, trying to preserve the first Major League win of young Dylan Axelrod.
Terrific job by Dylan. Moved the ball around through strikes.
8 strikeouts in 6 innings. That's pretty impressive.
So here's Santos. That's up high. Santos is grounded to third and grounded to short. Count evens at 1 to the 30-year-old catcher. And Doc Holliday pitching in the bottom of the 8th in Houston. Astros leading the Phillies 1-0.
Came in at 17-5, the ERA 2.35. Nice year again.
He gone.
After a couple of breaking balls, gets the high heat and goes down swinging.
So here's Andy Dirks. He's gone out to left, struck out, and then grounded to second. Sox at 73 and 74, trying to get back to that 500 mark and finish up with some wins. We've got 8 coming up on this road trip, 4 in Kansas City and 4 in Cleveland. There's the strike. When we come home, 3 against Kansas City and 3 against the Blue Jays. So after today, 14 games remaining. And after a season like this, it should be a very interesting offseason.
Yes, I would say so.
Yep. Yep. The 2-2. He gone. 2 down.
Two up, 2 strikeouts for Jesse Crane.
Now here's Santiago. A walk, a fly out to center, and a little duck snort single to the left. Fastball high. And if you missed last night's game, Joe Creedy was with us here in the booth. He was in town to watch the first pitch and also promote Sox Fest. Joe will be at Sox Fest this year, and he still has a tremendous amount of fan base here in the Chicago area. And there's the strike. Joe said he thinks he's played his last game. And the count evens at 2. And here he is.
Still has some arm left.
That was a shame. Joe had just figured out hitting, and his back goes out on him. That's amazing. All of a sudden he figures it out, and then poof.
At 29 years old.
It's gone.
3 back surgeries, trying to avoid a 4th.
Joe was becoming one of the best clutch hitters in the American League. Two out, and the payoff pitch. And once again, the 3-2. Get over there, Jesse. Nice feed by Paulie. 1-2-3 inning for Jesse Crain. 7th inning stretch. We lead it 5-2.
"17 walks in 31 innings. And he inherits a 3-run deficit as the day is done. For Brad Penny, he went 6 innings, gave up 5 runs on 8 hits, walked 3, fanned 3. It's Mason's first game.
All right. Maybe he brought us a little luck. As there's first pitch, breaking ball strike to Paulie, who is 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. He now has 100 on the season. In his 3rd at bat, back in the 4th inning, he just missed hitting one way out of here. High towering. Fly ball to deep left. 21 to count to Pauly. Another breaking ball.
Joaquin Benoit throwing in the pen.
Checks it up, fouls it off. And a reminder, you can lower your home electricity rate with Constellation Energy. Check your Sox game card for an additional 5% off our fixed price. Visit home.constellation.com today to learn what you can save. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com. It's not bad. An additional 5% off. Now feel about equidistant straight up. One out.
That fastball does catch the corner. Good.
He aced him.
Perfect pitcher's pitch.
Yeah. Here's AJ. He's 1 for 3. And he has hit it right on the money twice. That's softly hit. Very right where he should be. 2 down.
Ryan Perry, former first-round draft pick, 21st overall in the 2008 draft.
Well, with his arm, he's got a first-round arm.
There's no doubt. He used to throw even harder than this, but he couldn't control the ball at all.
Yeah, they worked on him on backing off that fastball.
Trying to get him to throw strikes, let the natural movement take over. He's still a very young man, still plenty of opportunity. He's only 24 years old.
Yeah, he's got a chance. He's got a chance to be a good one. The ability is there. Another breaking ball and the count 0-2. That boils down to desire and coachability. And that is out number 2. Check that.
3
is out number 3. A couple of 2 strikeouts, and we're into the 8th. Delman Young will lead it off here in the top of the 8th inning. Delman 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. You mentioned earlier that Philadelphia was trailing Houston 1-0. It's just the opposite. Houston's trailing Philadelphia 1-0. There's a strike. 5-8-1 for us. 2-6-1 for them. And a count 0-2 with Cabrera on deck.
This becomes pretty much the save inning, even though it's the 8th. You're going through Young, Cabrera, and Martinez.
The 1-2 pitch.
Chris Sale loosening in the pen.
Well, it seems like it's been a long time since we've seen Chris. As the count right here, 2-2. That fastball had a good rip at it, but underneath it.
And the Tiger pen as Marte and Al Albuquerque.
Get foul. It won't. Got those arms in and just hammers it for the leadoff double. That's his 4th two-bagger in a Tiger uniform.
And 20th overall. That's a changeup. That's the only thing that gave him that much time to get the hands in like that and pound the ball, keep it fair down the line.
Here's Cabrera. He's 2 for 3, an infield single, a strikeout, and a double and a run scored. Got that one by him at 94.
With runners in scoring position, Cabrera leads the major leagues. That, among all his other impressive numbers, is probably the most impressive.
Well, there's no one way you can pitch him, but the only thing is, in a big game, if you had to get him out, you got to go inside.
And just hope he's not looking in there.
That's it. But you got to get him. You got to get him thinking about it. If you let him stand back, you don't have to worry about anything in, as he cannot check it up. Same way with Alex Rodriguez. You got to bust him and bust him and bust him inside. The 1-2. In a different time zone, what you would do with guys like this, you'd knock them down and then bust them back in there again, and then open up a little room for yourself on the outside.
He tried to double him up inside.
Yeah, AJ's trying to get in there. Count hangs at 2-2. Victor Martinez on deck. Full count to Cabrera.
Most of this at bat has been spent trying to get inside on Cabrera.
Close.
Here comes Ozzie, and that's going to be it for Jesse Crain. The last pitch he will make will be a curveball that could go either way and went the way of Cabrera.
All right. Jesse will depart. Chris Sale comes on, and we'll be back. Receive a New England Coffee game card redeemable for $1.50 off a bag of New England coffee from participating retailers. So for tickets, 866 Game or WhiteSox.com.
Our Honda call to the pen is Chris Sale. There's a look at Chris and those pretty impressive numbers. 2-1 on for the 53rd time. 2.53 ERA. 71 strikeouts, just 22 walks in 64 innings. He inherits a problem here. He's got runners at first and second. Facing the tying run, the person of Victor Martinez, with Guillen and Betterment, both switch hitters, up behind him.
So here we go. 2 on, nobody out. Top of the 8th inning. 5-8-1 for our Sox, 2-7-1 for their Tigers. There's that big sweeper.
American League leaders of runs batted in this month. Victor Martinez leads the parade with 17. Surprisingly, Scudero is second. Cano, not surprisingly, third. And Cabrera and Beltre right there at 13.
And could be. Rack them up. 2 down. Attaboy, Chris.
Good sharp breaking slider. Gets Victor Martinez to ground into his 17th double play.
So here's Guillen, a homer, a single, and a line drive. All three of them hit right on the money. And that has popped up. Change up. That didn't take long. Still comes in, 2-on, nobody out. 3 pitches, and he's out of it. Look at the bottom of the 8th.
The try. 4 games in all with them, and then it's back home to start the final homestand of the season against the Royals. So that's the Felco upcoming schedule. And we'll take a look at Al Albuquerque. 6-1 ERA, just over 2, on for the 37th time. He was hurt part of this year, but the numbers are staggering. 61 strikeouts in 38 2/3 innings. It's only given up 19 hits. So Al has got pretty good stuff.
Rios, Diaza, Morel. Alberto Albuquerque. What a name. What a great name. Want to know the count? Rios is 1 for 3. Little spinner right there. And guess where he's from? San Pedro de Macorís.
Oh, I thought New Mexico.
That's something. They just keep. Just keep putting them up in the big leagues out of San Pedro de Macorís. Two and two.
Well, they're putting out a lot of pitchers recently, but for a long time it was just shortstops.
It's full.
But whatever it is, for a relatively small city, and I say relatively compared to some of the cities in our country,
it's just
they put
like
out an astonishing amount of major league talent. Alex is not happy with the call of Mike Winters. Well, you can see that Santos didn't think it was a strike because he pulled it down 3 or 4 inches.
So here's De Acha. 2 walks, a double, 2 runs scored. And making it another base hit.
Perfect day for De Acha. Sergio Santos listening up in the pen.
So here's Brent. 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. There he goes. There's a throw. He's safe. Picks up his 9th stolen base. Ball hit hard. Now that's not good.
No, he just didn't read the baseball. I mean, if he read it at all, he had no idea where Santiago was, because that was a one-hop rocket in front of him. It was hit right at the shortstop. You can't go on that one, and you get a face full of mitt for your efforts.
As you should.
Get a face burger on the tag.
So here's Beckham. Gordon 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. And a reminder, you can visit the official online shop of the Sox. Browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. So get your gear from the official source. Shop at whitesox.com. 2-0 the count.
And they want to see if Albuquerque's okay, I think. Because Jim Leland came out. There was nobody in the bullpen, and Jim Leland came out right away. He pointed to Mike Winters, and the trainer came out. Because if he is hurt again, that's a big loss out of their bullpen.
Leland talking to Ian, telling him, hey, if you don't feel good, get out of here.
Give me the straight story now.
Yeah, a lot of people think Carlos Guillen down the road is going to be a manager.
The way he swung the bat today, is not ready to take off the uniform quite yet.
No. He's 35. He's been beset with injuries the past couple of seasons, so you never know. And I agree with Leland when he went out there. It looks like he's just flipping it up there.
Well, compared to the stuff that he usually has, there's been a couple of hard-hit baseballs, and normally you just don't get that many swings against Albuquerque. Not any good ones, anyway.
So the 2-0 pitch. There he goes. And that's the stolen base for Brent, his 4th. In 8 attempts.
Albuquerque not paying any attention to him, and Santos not able to keep the ball in the air.
Now Gordon, pick him up. 3-1. Juan Pierre on deck. get through. Nice pick by Santiago. Nice pick by Cabrera. Nice play. We'll go to the ninth, leading 5-2. Live to Ozzy's postgame remarks. Don't miss Galaxy White Sox postgame live immediately following the game on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
So Chris Sale, who did a remarkable job, stays in, and he's going to face Johnny Peralta.
Betterment was 0 for 3 with the hat trick. There's that breaking ball strike. Peralta hitting at 306, 19 homers and 80 knocked in. Turns it loose on that fastball at 97, and the count very quickly 0-2. Ryan Rayburn on deck. He gone.
Big, sharp breaking, late breaking slider. Tough pitch to handle.
So here's Rayburn. Hitting for Kelly, who was 0 for 3. He takes strike one. And that ball hit deep. He just kills us.
Well, hopefully that's the last time we see him until next year. Because he just comes in the game. It doesn't matter who's pitching. He just crushes the ball.
6 for 7 in this series. He was 4 for 5 in the opener. Pinch hit base hit last night, and now the pinch hit home run.
Ford home run replay. Low fastball. Gone. 14th home run, 46th driven in.
That's his 5th home run against us this year and 17th RBI. And just 50 at bats. So here's Maggs. Rayburn was hitting .347 against us this year. thing about the Tigers. They have some depth. They can run some guys off that bench. No walks. That's the big thing. No walks now. Come back and get it. There's one. He can hit his way on. And a full count. And that is in and out of the LG Skyline Club seats. 5-9-1 for us, 3-8-1 for them. Here with one out, top of the 9th inning. And there's the dreaded walk.
Looks like Inge is going to come on. Ozzie is going to wait until he's announced, however. He has not been announced yet. Now he is announced.
And he's going to get Sergio. So Chris Sale came on last inning with 2 on, nobody out, threw 3 pitches, got out of it. Strikes out Peralta, then throws the home run to Rayburn and walks Maggs. He'll depart, and we'll be back.
On for the 58th time, looking for his 30th save of the year. And he's not going to face Inge. He's going to face Alex Avila, who's going to come on to pinch hit for Inge, who was pinch hitting for Dirks.
Avila hitting in the even 300. 18 homers, 75 knocked in with 66 walks. So 1 out, 1 on. Sox lead at 5-3. Takes low ball 1. This might be the deepest offense in this league.
One of the things they did
Texas
do was
can put a better, and Boston can put a good offense out there. It's a 9, but the bench is not anywhere near as strong as.
Well, we're seeing the starting lineup as the bench coming off the bench.
I know
here.
that, but I'm just saying they could still run guys. That ball hit high and deep. And out of here. It's a 5-5 tie. So Dylan Axelrod will not get his first Major League victory.
For Avila, his 19th home run, RBIs 76 and 77. That was his first pinch hitting role of the season. Our forward home run replay is a fastball right down the middle. And it goes out in right center field. And 3 on the board in a brand new game.
And that ball is hammered by Santiago. We just can't beat these guys. We come in, played them 17 times this year, and we have won 5. So they've taken over Minnesota's spot against us. Totals on the board identical at 5, 9, and 1 for us. In the 9th, it'll be the top of the order. Pierre, Alexei, and Konerko. That ball hit hard. And that's out number 2. That'll bring up Delman Young. Delman is 1 for 4. Slider. Oh, and 2 the count with Cabrera on deck. Tigers with 3 runs so far here in the top of the 9th inning.
We're all right on the line at third base, very deep, playing no double set.
And the 1-2 pitch. Take him right here. Let's get in and get one and get out of town. He gone. But the pinch hit home run by Alex Avila. We've got the bottom of the 9th tied at 5.
Coming in, Koch is 2-9. 4.47 ERA for the 43rd time. So let's see if we can get one and take it on in.
So Juan Pierre. Juan is 0 for 4. Corners in close and guarding the lines. Want to know the count. Juan has grounded to second, hit into a 3-2 fielder's choice, struck out, and gone out to left. There's the strike. And a breaking ball strike. Outfield short, round to the left, especially Jackson in center. Just fights that one off. And the count 2-2. Just tuning in. Tigers won in the second. We scored 4 in the second. They added 1 in the sixth. We added 1 in the sixth. Made it 5-2, and then they scored 3 times in the top of the ninth. And one just fights that breaking ball off. Chops that one down at the plate. It is a final now from Fenway. Blue Jays scored 3 in the top of the 8th to beat the Red Sox 5-4. Oakland leading the Angels 1-0. That's in the bottom of the 4th at the Coliseum. And another foul ball.
His job is staying alive on a sweeping breaking ball out of the zone.
Bottom of the 4th in San Francisco, tied at 1 with San Diego. And if you're just tuning in to the finals, Phillies shut out Houston 1-0. Doc Holliday 18-5 now with a 2.34 ERA. He did not go. So a full count. St. Louis beat Pittsburgh 3-2 at PNC. Atlanta at home against the Marlins. Braves won it 4-1. Of course, later on tonight, Yankees taking on the Mariners in Seattle. Arizona in LA against the Dodgers. Milwaukee hosting the Rockies. Cubs at Cincinnati. And another foul ball. This will be the 11th pitch coming up in this at bat.
That one fouled right off of Vila's mask.
What new?
He came in the game and the ball finds it. There's pitch tracks. You see Koch is throwing it all over trying to get him. If he loses the battle and puts Juan on base, it's the winning run with a lot of speed.
And that's ball 4. Terrific at bat right there for Juan Pierre. And here comes Leland.
Nobody in the pen, so he's talking about how to defend what he believes is going to be a bunt. The only problem is if you do bunt with Alexei, that means that Paulie goes to first base. Yeah, so I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, we'll just see if Viciedo can win it for us.
Coke does have 4 wild pitches this year. Has been known to sweep that breaking ball into the ground.
Alexei is 2 for 3, a single, a 2-run double, and a run scored. And we're going to Kansas City after the game. Tigers are going out to Oakland for a 4-game series. There's the bunt. And here comes Paulie.
And there goes Paulie.
Yep. AJ on deck and Viciedo in the hole. Paulie 2 for 4 today. That base hit back in the second, knocked in a pair. He now has 100 RBIs. And if you miss that, Brad Penny, first pitch fastball. Numbers 99 and 100. So here's AJ. He's 1 for 4. There you see 2 for 9 lifetime against the southpaw Phil Coke. That breaking ball misses. And that is fouled back. And that's going to be in the seats. Coke coming over to the Tigers along with Austin Jackson and Ian Kennedy from the Yankees in exchange for Curtis Granderson.
Good deal for the Yankees and good deal for
Arizona.
Tremendous deal for Arizona, as it turned out. Kennedy, despite the fact that Arizona did not win his 20th last night, but he's still 19-4.
So a big pitch to 1-1. Safe. Big stolen base number 26 for Pierre.
Well, heads up play by Juan Pierre because Phil Coke looked back only one time to second base. Big mistake with a base stealer on second, and Juan took advantage of it and got a tremendous jump. See, one time, one look, and then back toward the plate. He had done that a couple of times. Juan picked it up and was in easily.
So now the corner's in close on a 1-2 count to AJ.
Outfield very shallow all the way around.
They'll play just as deep as their arm will allow them.
Well, they throw pretty well. Jackson has a very good arm for a center fielder.
Ball hit hard. Bobbles, 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 and they're going to turn it. So extra innings. Tied at 5.
AJ hits it hard. But can't beat the throw at first base. Nice helmet toss and a kick. Unfortunately, out of the inning with no runs scored. Runners at first and third, only one out. And it's on to the 10th.
Well, we've seen that before this year.
A few times.
As here's Cabrera. To be followed by Victor Martinez and then Carlos Guillen. This is the 18th extra inning game for us. In the first 17, we have won 7 of them. We have played 8 here at home and won 3 of the 8. This is only the 7th extra inning game for the Tigers. They're 4-3. They played 5 on the road and they're 2-3. That slider. Cabrera's 2 for 3, an infield single, a strikeout, a double, and a run scored. Outfielder deep, straight up, spread out. One and 2 the count to the 28-year-old first baseman. The 2-2 pitch. He gone.
Good slider. And a mighty good hitter goes down on strikes.
13 strikeouts for Sox pitching today. Dylan Axelrod went 6, giving up just 2 runs. He pitched well in his major league debut as a starter. This is his second major league game. Gave up 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 walks, had 8 strikeouts. So here's Victor. Victor is 1 for 3.
Looked like Dylan Axelrod would win his first major league start.
But it was not to be.
Went out the window with the Avila home run.
1-1 to count for the 32-year-old veteran. And it is 2-1. For our guys in the bottom of the 10th, Viciedo, Rios, and Diaza. And that is out of play left side. So the count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 down here in the top of the 10th inning. Totals on the board identical at 5, 9, and 1. And there's a shot. Martinez making the turn. He's going to go into second. Got a high slider there and slashed it down the third baseline. 34 two-bagger.
Second hit of the day. That's a hanging slider. And normally it would be hanging high and out of the zone. That wasn't even a strike. Martinez drove it into left field corner. And now Will Rhymes comes on to pinch run, representing the go-ahead run.
So here's Carlos Guillen, a homer, a single. Twice he has gone out to Diaza in right, once a line shot. Takes that fastball up high. Two and nothing to count.
Johnny Peralta, who came on to pinch hit in the 9th inning, in the on-deck circle.
And in that Boston 5-4 defeat by Toronto, Daniel Bard got lit up again. And there's a base hit back through the middle. Well, Rhymes was going to score, and the Tigers lead at 6-5.
Now we're going to take a look at Valverde once again, I believe. As Guillen, who's had just a terrific day swinging the bat, his 3rd hit. And a couple of line drives to go with it. This one puts the Tigers on top.
Again, has hit the ball harder than anybody in their lineup.
Yep. Doesn't get a chance to play often, but he's made the most of the afternoon.
Peralta. Pinch hit, leading off last inning and struck out. And that ball hit in the center field. Alex is there. 2 down.
There's the big man, Jose Valverde, trying to nail down save number 44.
So here's Ryan Rayburn. He had a pinch hit home run last inning.
Didn't look like that much at the time.
And if he missed that home run.
Low fastball. That made it 5-3. And the first pinch hitting opportunity of the year for Alex Avila. Made it 5-5.
0-2 the count. Rayburn just owns our pitching staff. Not this time. And that'll retire the side, but they pick up a run, the double by Martinez, the single by Guillen. We'll go to the bottom of the 10th. Viciedo, Rios, and Diaz. Takes ball one. Diane has grounded to short, struck out, hit into a 4-6-3 double play, and struck out. And that is fouled away. 1-1 to count to the 22-year-old outfielder, first baseman.
At 43 saves is a Tiger single season record. Todd Jones had 42 in 2000.
That fastball at 94 and the count 1-2. And that's high. Come on, Diane. After the game, both teams will board their charters. We go to Kansas City, they go to Oakland. And a full count. Picciotto hitting at .310 with a homer, 5 RBIs, 7 walks since being called up. And the payoff pitch. Late call.
That ball had the bottom of the strike zone.
And out number 1.
Look at where the 6 appears.
So here's Rios. He's 1 for 4. Takes first pitch strike. Alex singled, leading off the second inning. That's when we scored 4, but those 4 were unearned. Big error by Brad Penny led to that crooked number. And the count very quickly, 0-2. And Rios grounded to short, went out to center, and then was called out against Alberto Albuquerque. And that's 2 down. So it's up to Diaza. Alejandro has walked twice, doubled, and singled. Scored a pair. Get on base or hit one out of here. Takes that pitch down low.
I'd like to see Diaz get on base with his speed. The only difference is they're not running against Santos, they're running against Avila, who's a little bit better.
And there's the strike. A ball to strike, 2 out here in the bottom of the 10th. 6-11-1 for them. 5-9-1 for us. And it's 2-1. And 3-1 to count.
If Valverde does allow a base runner on, he is very easy to steal against because he doesn't have a slide step and he's very slow to home plate.
That's out of play. So 2 out, full count. Alejandro Diaz. Ball full base hit. And that ball hit left field, slicing away from Delman Young, and that's foul. Stay with him, Alejandro. And once again, the payoff pitch. So he comes on, strikes out the sides. The Tigers score 3 in the 9th to tie it, 1 in the 10th to win it. And
are we done?
Dylan Axelrod pitched well.
Well, he did. And certainly well enough to win. He didn't, but he went 6 innings, gave up 6 hits and 2 runs. Fanning 8, walking just 2. Looked like he was going to be a winner until Avila's home run left the ballpark. Are we through with these guys yet?
Yeah, and they kicked our you-know-whats.
Yes, they did.
Kicked our butts. They were 13-5 against us this year. And our GMC player of the game indeed was the 26-year-old right-hander Dylan Axelrod, making his first Major League start. Couldn't quite get it. So for my partner Steve Stone, our director Jim Angio, our producer Mike Leary, our associate producer Dave Ross, our technical manager Mark Harper, the executive producer Jim Corno Jr., for the Mayor Mean Joe Groove, and up in the booth Mike Mayer, Frank D'Amato, Frank Leone. This is the Hawk. So long, everybody.